Susie here from Music HQ, and today I'm going to talk about destination weddings. Now, destination weddings are fabulous, but they come with the same checklist as a standard wedding and then some, especially when it comes to entertainment. So today we'll give you some information and some tips on things to consider if you are thinking about booking a UK-based wedding band for your wedding abroad. You can book a band locally, and this will undoubtedly be a much cheaper option, although it is unlikely that the vibe and the standard will be the same of that as a band from the UK. This can be down to a number of things due to unfamiliar song choices and language barriers. So it's definitely worth considering booking a band from the UK to play all your favourite hits and that you can trust to really bring the party. If you do decide to book a band from the UK, choose wisely. Pick a band that's well-travelled, that's experienced and super professional. Don't pick a band that's never left the UK before, because this international experience is invaluable when it comes to things like airport etiquette and flying instruments out. A well-travelled band will know exactly how to handle things. You also run the risk with an inexperienced band of them getting overexcited, missing their flight and treating the trip like a holiday. This international experience is also super beneficial when it comes to things like language barriers at soundcheck. A professional destination wedding band will be able to minimise any stress, and it can get stressful with unfamiliar equipment, even for the best of us. An inexperienced band could definitely crumble under the pressure. So what is the cost for booking a UK band for your destination wedding? Now, there's no getting away from the fact that this is going to cost you a pretty penny. But if you appreciate the value of great live music, it is so worth it. For an experienced professional 4-piece wedding band, I would look to pay between £2,500 to £3,000. Now obviously there are lots of things that can affect this price, but that should give you a good guideline figure. You'll also need to consider equipment hire on top of the band's fee. Now, production, as we call it, can be as huge or as basic as you want. If you're hoping to have your reception look like a Beyonce concert, there's no cheap way of doing it. But if you're happy with a more basic look, you can definitely keep the costs down. But whichever way you cut it up, the equipment hire is going to be another hefty little expense on top that is an essential part of the show, and it's also imperative that this equipment is of professional quality. Some bands may be able to transport their own equipment across from the UK for you. But more often than not, a band will show up to the wedding and the equipment will be there for them ready to rock. And this is normally organised by the couple or the wedding planner. If you would prefer the band to bring their own equipment, I would recommend getting quotes for both options and see which works out most cost effective for you. Now be warned, whether you choose to hire locally or have the band transport their own gear, the price for this can be the same as, and sometimes more than, the band's actual fee. A great starting point if you're looking to source the equipment yourselves is to ask the venue who they recommend for production or sound and lighting. It's likely that they've got a recommended supplier that they work with regularly. Prices for equipment can vary dramatically from country to country, but I would say for a nice standard setup you'd be looking between £1,000 and £5,000, depending on the lineup size and lighting and staging that you choose. Again, if you are looking for that Beyonce concert vibe for your reception, this price will be much, much more. When you receive the band's technical rider, and by this I mean the list of equipment they'll require to make the show happen, it's unlikely to make any sense to you. But fear not, if you hand this across to your sound and lighting production supplier that you've chosen, they will make total sense of it. And also, again, an experienced professional destination wedding band will be able to liaise with that supplier and ensure that everything runs smoothly for you on the day. If the venue don't have a recommended supplier, ask your band. They may well have worked in that country before and have a great recommended supplier of their own. Don't be put off by the technical stuff. So what do the band bring with them? Generally, they will fly the smaller instruments with them. So this would include guitar, bass guitar, saxophone, etc. And then the larger stuff, such as staging, if you're having any, lights, speakers obviously, mixing desks, monitors, will be sourced locally by the couple or the wedding planner. So there are some other costs to consider, and these are costs that the couple should be expected to pay. We're going to call these logistics costs. So firstly, flights. Now, before you book any flights, be sure to check with your band what their preferred airport is and what flight times work best for you all. I personally think it's a great idea to fly your band out the day before the wedding to avoid that stress and worry of flight delays. Now, although this may mean you're going to have to pay a little bit extra, I think that peace of mind is worth every penny. If you book your flights in advance, you can often save lots of money. Transfer costs. Now, the band will have to be able to travel to and from their venue, to and from their accommodation, and to and from the airport. So be sure to factor these taxi fees into your budget. Accommodation. Now, your band are obviously going to need somewhere to stay, and my advice would be make sure the hotel is pleasant for them. You want them to feel well looked after, so they put on a great show for you. It's also advisable to book a hotel that's very close to your venue. This works out so much better for overall ease, and it also helps to keep the transfer costs down. They will also need to eat. Now, most bands will require food for the duration of the trip. This is often full board at the hotel, or you figure out a food allowance in advance. I would say 30 to 40 euros per day per person is about the norm. They'll probably also require a bite to eat at the venue, depending on timings and logistics. As ever, I hope this has given you some useful information to guide you on your way to booking your perfect destination wedding band. We've provided entertainment for destination weddings for over 10 years, so if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch anytime. You can visit the website www.musichq.co.uk. We'd be happy to help. If you have found this video helpful, please give it a like and a share. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful wedding tips and advice.